Stage 2 is starting, and again, China is starting 1 week earlier than all of the other regions, which I didn't clock. So today there will be the power rankings, which is this video, as well as the pick'ems will be coming out today. So yeah, if you check this video out, there's probably the pick'ems as well online. And so let's get right into the power rankings. But first up, we're gonna take a look at the ELO ratings. And for China, these were the ELO ratings post stage 1 / post masters for the 3 teams that attended. And obviously for a lot of teams, they haven't played Ascent since it only came in during the playoffs. So it makes sense. Only a couple of teams have played it. EDG, interestingly enough, didn't play it even though they made the Masters. And yeah, the ELO ratings were EDG, then BLG, AG, XLG, Tyloo, DRG, Tech, Trace, JDG, Wolves, FPX, and then Nova. Post stage 1 / post masters. And then now coming into stage 2 with the map changes, we've got Fracture and Pearl going out, with Summit, the new map, coming in, which looks kind of nice, I have to say. And also Sunset coming in, which was out for quite a bit actually. I'm kind of sad that Fracture is out, or not kind of. I'm quite sad that Fracture is out. I really like the map, and also I think it's a bit odd that we only had it in for such a short period. Like it really wasn't there for a long time, so I don't understand why it's only there for like 3 months or something. I would have liked to see pros play some more on that map. But yeah, I mean, new map coming in should be exciting too. And obviously, none of the teams have played Summit or Sunset since they haven't been in this year. And then also a lot of teams haven't played Ascent, so there's quite a bit of perma-bans or maps that teams haven't played thus far. So yeah, because of that, the ELO rating isn't really, it really doesn't really tell you much. But from how it looks, it's EDG at the top, then XLG, Tyloo, AG, BLG, and DRG, then JDG, Trace, and then kind of a gap to Wolves, Attack, FPX, and Nova lastly. And yeah, as I've said, I don't think I've gone over it really quickly because I don't think it matters much right now. This is just interesting with how it looks now and how it might change over the course of stage 2. But now let's get into the actual power rankings. And so for the power ranking, shortly I'm gonna go through all of the teams who have made changes, all of the changes I am aware of right now, and then quickly how I feel about it, and then we're gonna rank these teams. So for AG, they brought in Use, I don't know how he's pronounced, who will be coming in, and Septum 7 is out, who was their coach before, then turned IGL, and now he seems to be completely out, not going back to coaching. So I don't quite know what this is about, but I think in terms of firepower, at the very least, it should be nice to have someone who isn't their ex-coach in. Then for BLG, they added in, or Bud was already added in during last split already. And then they also added in some guy named FT. I don't know who out of these 7 players then now are actually gonna play. I have no clue about that. And yeah, I don't know whether the new guys would be better than the old guys, but I think for BLG they should look better coming into the split than they did during the last split, where I think they underperformed compared to how good they could be. Then for FPX, they got rid of Benilei, and Berlin swapped to a different team that we'll come to in a minute. But for these two coming in are Coconut from JDG, who I think is a really good player, and then Xlele or Zilele, I don't know how he's pronounced, from Trace. And yeah, don't really have an opinion of him, but overall, I think uh, the team should be looking kind of decent, but to be honest, the old team should have looked kind of decent as well. So I don't know how to feel about that team. Um, but yeah, I think decent changes that they made. And then for JDG, this is the team that Berlin went to. So they got Berlin and gave up Coconut, which, to be honest, I think is probably a better trade for FPX in terms of them, in terms of firepower. But Berlin probably as a caller uh, is better. So I don't know too much about who's gonna IGL for FPX, but I assume Berlin is gonna IGL for JDG, and I think that's a decent pickup. And then they added on in Crown Fisher, who came from Tier 2. I don't really know anything about him. And he came in for Stew, which I personally thought Stu was really good, so I don't know how to feel about this change. Overall, I feel like for JDG they were such a high firepower squad, and now I'm not too sure that they are that high of a firepower squad, so I feel like it's maybe a slight downgrade, but I'm not too sure. I'm gonna have to wait and see. Then for Nova, CB is back from EDG, and they added in a new guy named Kodef. And honestly, don't really change my opinion about Nova. Uh, I don't really think they're gonna move the needle either of these two. Even though I don't know anything about Kodef, I don't think he was talked about that much, so I don't think he's gonna be insane. Then Tech added on in Rainy, who again I don't know anything about. I also don't know who he is gonna replace because they kept the original five, so I don't know if they're trying to run a six-man squad or who he's gonna replace. But yeah, either way, I don't think it's really gonna change how I think about this team. Then Trace, they obviously lost Zelele or Xlele, which I've already talked about. And then they also got rid of Viva, and coming in will be Abo. I don't know who the other player is that is gonna come in. I don't know if Fang Fang is maybe gonna be on the starting roster again. I really have no clue about that. And yeah, I don't know. I feel kind of whatever about these changes. Maybe if Fang Fang comes in, maybe I'm a bit excited since in the past at least we've seen some great things from him, but not too sure about it yet. Then next up, Tyloo. They probably made the biggest move in this off season or in this short off season between stage 1 and stage 2. They added on in Sufet Baby from Wolves, which I think is a great pickup. And their coach turned player, Sword 9, is gonna go back to coaching again for this team. And so with Sufet Baby, they will have a designated IGL who isn't a coach turned IGL. So that alone is great. And then also Sufet Baby really being, in my opinion, one of the best IGLs probably within China. I think it's a great fucking pickup. And then additionally, they added Jihei to the team, who came from Tier 2. I don't know too much about him. And I also don't know if he's like a sixth man or if he's going to replace anyone. I haven't heard anything about that, like how it's going to go. But yeah, just alone the Sufet Baby pickup, I feel so good about. And then for Wolves, they obviously lost Sufet Baby, which we just talked about. And then they also got rid of Jova. And then coming in are Darion, Nothing, and Luba, I think he's called. And I don't know who's gonna play, right? They also are six now. And I don't know which of these are gonna play. I think Darion is a great pickup. I don't know how well the communication with him is gonna go though. So I'm a bit worried about that. But overall, I think they're decent changes. But obviously, you've lost one of your most important players with Sufat Baby. So yeah, that also really tanks it. But you've done well to try and mitigate that loss. And so let's get to the power ranking bit. Took me a bit longer than I thought it was. But yeah, let's start right off with the S tier team. I think only really EDG should be in that category. I think they've looked by far the best team. Within stage one, they had a great showing at Masters London, so makes sense for me to put them in S tier. The only team really you could argue that you could put them up there with them is XLG, but I would still put them a tier lower compared to EDG, especially since within China EDG usually dominates. So yeah, because of that, I think EDG should be the sole team in S tier. And then joining XLG in A tier, I've got Tai Lu as well as DRG, and I will put Tai Lu over DRG. I'm just that excited about the Sufat Baby pickup. Also, DRG have looked kind of rough at Masters London, so yeah, because of that, I'm gonna move them like one place down. I still think that they are gonna be one of the teams that will make champs. But yeah, I think Tai Lu are probably gonna end up with a better split or stage 2 than them. And then for B tier, for at the bottom, top of B tier, I'm gonna put AG. I still think they should be quite good, but I'm not too sure about the pickups really changing that much. I still think his top 4 are clearly a cut above the rest, with AG maybe being like the bridge between them. And then joining AG in B tier, I will put JDG. Yeah, I think it's like a slight downgrade, so I don't feel too good about them now, but I think this is a fine position. I think BLG, as I've said, they should be much better. And historically, they've been great within China as well, so I don't know. It still feels like I'm putting them kind of low, but based off of their performance in stage 1, I can't really put them higher. Maybe I could put them above JDG, but putting them any higher than that is kind of delusional after the split they had within stage 1. And then for the last team I would put in B tier, like the last team I would put in B tier and the first team I would put in C tier, I think they're kind of interchangeable, and I don't know how it's gonna go. But I don't. Or am I gonna put 5 teams in B tier? I think it's between FPX and Trace, kind of. And even though FPX had a horrible split as well, or 2 horrible splits, I kind of like the changes more. And I don't know about Trace changes. So yeah, because of that, I think I'm gonna put FPX in B tier. I mean, it really might not work out and they are just bad again, but for the moment, I'm gonna believe that they will be better. And then, yeah, Trace I'm gonna put in C tier. And joining Trace is gonna be Tech. They've looked the most solid. And um, I would also put Wolves in there. I think the changes that they made, um, they should be not the worst team at least. They should be decent, but I don't think they're gonna be good. And then in DT, I'm gonna put Nova. I really have no confidence in their changes, and yeah, that Nova core that they've had for quite a bit now never did uh, anything promising really. So yeah, that's why they are my only D tier team. And yeah, these are my power rankings for China. Let me know in the comments below with which picks do you agree with. I'm not too certain about like BLG and FPX. I think I might have put them a bit too high, but maybe everything works out and then I've put them too low. So I really don't know how to judge these two teams after the stage 1 that they had. But let me know how you guys feel about that. And then later today there will be the pick'ems for China week 1 online. So I'll see you guys there.